Now hitting on, I still think one of the best things about this device, two things actually, the software and the battery life, and they kind of go hand in hand. So right now I have my specific OnePlus 7T on Android 10. I have heard OS 11, which is based on Android 11, is a little bit different. They've kind of, went away from their stock route and they're kind of doing more, I guess, One UI type of features on OS, which I don't understand what they're doing. I hope that isn't the case. But in this specific example, OS with at least Android 10 was a solid experience for me. I had a really good experience on that type of software. The best thing, I think this is the best software out. This has to be one of the best versions of Android. I think, OS is built on stock Android. So you already have pretty much a stock experience throughout, but you have so many features built in that it's actually gotten kind of close with stock Android. I think stock Android has been getting a much better rep recently, but I still think with OS, you're still getting a lot more capability when it comes down to it in terms of the feature standpoint. And I think you do have custom ROMs for this thing too, and you can root it. So those two things, that is like the golden arches. Those are the best things about getting a stock Android phone like this, whether that's a Google Pixel, whether that's a OnePlus device. I think there's some other manufacturers too that I'm leaving out, but these two are like the biggest ones in my opinion, and that is some really cool stuff. I love having the ability of upgrading my device and getting on-time updates and all that stuff, and you kind of get that with this type of device still. I don't know how many more versions of Android it's going to get, but it's probably going to get a few more in terms of stock OS support, but it's probably going to get a lot more in custom ROMs. Now you also have that 3800 mAh battery inside of it, which is a huge plus. Even though this thing has a bigger 90 Hz display, it really doesn't take a toll in terms of the whole entire battery life of it, because I think the battery life is still really, really good for sure. So that in and of itself, again, is another huge asset of it. And I think it just makes sense for this thing to have that type of capability. Now, unfortunately, there is no wireless charging, so we don't have any room to talk in that standpoint. But I think for every single other, for all intensive purposes, basically, this battery, this software is really good. And I think it's probably one of the best things keeping this phone alive. Now,